everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris. You've reached Chris Loves Luxe, and we're gonna go full disclosure here. This is my fourth video today that I am filming, and that's because I'm filming my whole Declutter series. So when you go look at probably my blushes, my blushes, then my highlighters and bronzers, you're going to see the same look with a different lip and a little bit different of an outfit, just a little bit. I've eaten and everything. I have to say, let me just stop. I blew my nose and everything. And can I tell you, you can't, and I still got my highlight on my nose. Can we get, okay, I'm not going to tell you what highlighter it is. You have to watch my, well, I can tell you. It's the McGrath highlighter. That McGrath highlighter I have on, you know, just so you can see. At first I was like, it was okay, but it's growing on me, especially since I just blew my nose and literally my highlighter is still on my nose. Okay? All right. Normally, you know, it'll wipe off, but you see the shine right there? Okay, I've eaten and everything. All I had to do was refresh my lip. Okay. Enough about that, because that's not what we're here for. We're here for this eyeshadow declutter. It's not going to be a massive declutter, but I do have some things I need to get rid of. It's just too much. And it's going to be hard. So hard that I mix me cocktails. Okay. I have my stemless martini glass, and what I do, just so y'all know, is I take my little ninja thing here and I mix my martinis in here, because I threw out my shaker because it was old. And so that's this, and this has become like the best thing to do. This is not for kids, y'all. Okay. So, and then literally I just pour it. So this is my Cosmo. I am not going to drink this whole thing tonight, but I just made the whole thing so I can drink the rest tomorrow, whatever I don't get through tonight, because I'm going to need a little liquid energy, a little liquid encouragement, I will say, to get through this declutter. I didn't even count. I know it's in excess of 150 shadows. There's certain shadows I'll show you towards the end I'm not getting rid of, that are on my everyday makeup, or my Pat McGrath is not going anywhere. So literally all of this here and here stays. All my Natasha Denona here stays. Even the Tropic palette that I don't like stays for reference. Okay, so don't think you're not going to see them getting decluttered. I'm not even going to show them. Just know I have them and they're not going anywhere. Okay? Okay, so that cuts out a good amount of them. Okay, but all of this, and you can't see what this is, we're going to start from this side and go. So this is my left. We're going to go this way. Okay. Let's start with these. You guys saw me use these. This is the Makeup by Mario collection. I did a review on it. I'll link it in the cards. I never even touched the Master Metals. I was supposed to come do a review on the Master Metals, and honestly, the first part was just okay. I looked at this and then I put it in the drawer. I was like, all right, I'll do it, and then I never did, and now I don't want to, which probably means I probably shouldn't even keep it. I should probably take it back to Sephora, because it hasn't been 30 days, and get my damn money back. I don't think it's anything that I can't get out of any of the other palettes I have. So let me know in the comments what you're thinking, because I did use the mattes and the metallics. I'm thinking about just gifting it to my daughter, honestly, because she's starting to get a little more comfortable with using color. So she may appreciate the metallics, but I don't know. I didn't even take them out the thing. Look, I'm not swatching a lot of stuff because this is a lot of palettes we're about to go through, and it's going to be a long video. I was going to break it up into two, and we'll see how that works. All right. This is a lot. All right, so I'm gonna open one of my drawers, just so if I'm keeping it, I could put it back in the drawer right now. So let's start off with the Latte palette. This is number 1. Hold on for 1 second. I have to fix my lighting. All right, that's better. This is the Latte palette. Hopefully that's better. By Dominique Cosmetics. Here's the palette itself, which now you can see my I like the palette. Sorry, my nose is itching. Haven't touched it in a long time, but I don't want to necessarily get rid of it yet either. When you have so many palettes, it gets difficult to keep up with it. I'm not even gonna lie, it gets really difficult to keep up with the palettes, because everything that's new comes in, and then boom, next thing you know, you have 150, 160, 170 palettes. Yep, I went up 150, 60, 70. Y'all saw that, right? Anyway, the Berries and Cream palette by Dominique Cosmetics. This palette is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Here you go. I love this palette. I'm trying not to get the ring light in there. There you go. I love the palette. That pop of blue just adds a little more color into it. It has a black in there so that you can smoke out the corner. You have actually several shades to smoke out the corner. I need to use this more. I haven't used this in probably, I don't even know how long. Let me not even try to guess, because then it'll just be a shame. Next is the Celestial Storm palette by Dominique Cosmetics. I love this palette as well. Pretty purples, pretty blues. The oranges are really, really nice. It's a great palette. I had it in a mini form as well that came out of a BoxyCharm. I did gift that because I didn't need it. But this is a very, very, very pretty palette, and it's staying. Honestly, it's staying. All right, we're going Huda Beauty's Mercury Retrograde palette. Now, I was on the fence when it first came out. I didn't get it, and I stayed. I just didn't get it, and then it went on like 50% off on Huda's website. I forgot when, and I purchased the palette. And the palette is really, really gorgeous. Here's the thing, I'm not going to use it. I bought it because the I don't even want to say completionist, but I was like, oh, you know, I'm going to want to reference this one day, or I'm going to want to use that 2 shades of, yes, I said 2 shades. And so I bought the palette, and I haven't used it literally. Matter of fact, I've only swatched 1 shade, and that's this one right here. You can see my fingerprint in it. I haven't even swatched the rest. So you know what? I'm not keeping it. I'm gonna let it go. Yes, I know you guys are probably like, holy crap, already. Yes, I'm decluttering already. I'm just gonna put this on the floor down here for right now. It's going. I didn't need to get that palette. I'm not keeping that palette. If you guys knew how many palettes I have in front of me right now, you guys would be like, this is a damn shame. But anyway, no judgment zone. Okay, I have to sip after Declutter. Oh, I have too much lemon in there. Anyway, next up is the Huda Beauty Desert Dust palette. Oh, this palette is so pretty. And the one thing I have to say about Huda Beauty, her inserts are so gorgeous, you don't get rid of these, okay? But here is the palette. I love the colors of this palette. I love the colors in it. I have used it, not often, but I have used it, and it's staying. This one will stay. This one stays. So that can go in the drawer. Now we have, this is Rose. This is the Rose Gold palette by Huda Beauty. Oh, excuse me. Again, very pretty insert. I mean, gorgeous. And this palette is gorgeous as well. Not going anywhere, but you can see what we're dealing with here. It's a gorgeous palette. I wish I could say that I have done anything with it other than use 2 brown shades in here, and I think I used it just as a swatch to see how the mattes swatched. But it's staying. I'll use it. I'll use it. Okay, next, let's just jump into Melt Cosmetics. Why don't we? I can tell you right now, none of my melt is going anywhere, but I'll show it to you anyway. This is the She's in Parties palette. Not going anywhere. I'm a Melt Cosmetic fan, FYI, when it comes to the eyeshadows. So yes, sometimes they can be a bit temperamental to use. You need to use a little more elbow grease in the blending and etc. with certain shades are not consistent. But this one I had no issue with. So it's staying. Actually, I don't need it in the box either. It's staying. So we can put that one in there. This one here, the Smoke Sessions palette. You know how I feel about my greens. And this one right here is on the money. Greens and golds. One of the eye looks I've made with this palette, actually I have a picture of it just with my eyes, and it's the screensaver on my laptop. I loved that particular look. This one I haven't used, and it's new to my collection. I bought it in a haul that I did film. So open it up so you guys can, no, let's keep that on so you can see it. This is the Melt Impulsive palette. And what made me get this, other than the fact that it was $32.50 because it was 50% off the regular price, Tina from the Fancy Face, really, oh my gosh, this fell out. She really had good things to say about this palette, and basically said that it lasted through her declutter. I just messed this up. Lasted through her declutter. So I figured, let me buy it because she really enjoys the formula. So I bought it. So we're going to see how it works. That's interesting. Fix that. I don't know why I have all of these in the boxes. The Rust palette, not going anywhere. This one right here, I loved using this palette. This one stays in the collection, as all my melts will. Just need to put the boxes away. This one I've used. This is the Vita palette. And if you recall, this is one half of the skull, and then this is the other half of the skull. But this palette here, I have also used, I think I made a green and red look or something like that with this look. Definitely staying in my collection. Not going anywhere at all. And this is the Myrte palette. I haven't even used it because it's so beautiful. I haven't touched it on purpose. I said, I'm not touching this palette. First of all, look at that packaging. Really though? Look at the inside of this palette. Oh, I did use it. Oh, I swatched it. I can see my finger. It's a swatch. So you can see. Look, my nose is itching. Look at that. Oh, yes. I am keeping this one. Okay, that's all my melts. I do have melt stacks. I have all of them. I think I do have all of them. I'm just gonna put that over there for right now. But all of the melt, we're just talking palettes right now, those are all staying. What's next? Supreme Nudes by Artist Couture. This is not going anywhere. I'm not crazy now. So this one is staying. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I need to put this up here. I have no room on my actual everyday vanity, but this I need to make sure that it's out here so I use it more. So I'm just going to find a place to put it. Here is my Enduring Love palette by Sydney Grace in the dark color. It came in a light and a dark so that you can purchase it based on your complexion. Many people bought both. I just bought the dark version. Sydney Grace shadows are everything. Let me say it again. everything. So here's the Enduring Love. I don't think you understand. We'll talk about Sydney Grace later, because I'm actually going to do a video on the shadows and do a few looks. I have a lot of single shadows from them, which you'll see in a minute. But this one right here, I can put back in the, put it back inside of the drawer. Next up is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This palette is a staple in the makeup community. Here are the colors, and it's the perfect fall palette. You can get a lot of fall looks. You can get looks any time of the year from it, but I do pull it out for the fall. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna take this one out too, because I do want to make sure I use that more. And when things are in my drawer, they're in my drawer. You know what I mean? And unless I'm shopping my stash or something like that, when your stash is not a stash, but a stash, it's hard to keep up. All right. I'm sipping because I know I'm not keeping this one. Don't come for me in the comments. Yes, I know the Friendcation palette, the Desi and Katie palette is a staple in the community as well. Here is the palette. Whoops. There is the paper. Here's the palette. Now this dual chrome here that looks blue is really purple. Okay, so let me show you. And it came broken, so that's why it's broken on the thing. But so you'll see the shift of blue and purple. Looks purple in the, blue in the pan, but it's actually purple. Very pretty. I have something similar in Pat McGrath, and if I had the option, Pat's gonna win every day and twice on Sunday. Okay, I also think I have a similar type duochrome in Sydney Grace, and again, Sydney Grace gonna win all day long. So I'm not keeping it, and I've never used it other than that blue shade of me repressing it back in because it was broken when I received it. I haven't touched this palette, so I'm gonna close it and I'm gonna put it back in the box. I keep the boxes for every palette, every blush, every highlighter. The only thing I don't keep the boxes for are lipsticks. I have like 250. I'm not keeping those boxes, but these boxes I keep because if I ever move or anything like that, I want to make sure that everything is in this box. So I do still have the box for this, and I'm gonna drop it in the box, and it's going. Oh, you know what? Wrong place. It's going right with Huda. All right, let's keep it moving. This one's not going anywhere. I just had it on for a video a couple weeks ago. This is the Too Faced Born This Way the Natural Nudes palette. I love this palette. It's definitely not going anywhere. I think this is a nice compilation. Oh my God, these things. A nice compilation of shadows. You know, the mattes blend out so well that I was truly shocked at how they performed. I really was. So, staying in my collection. This is brand new in my collection. This was from the Christmas in July sale at Sydney Grace. This is a Chase Your Dreams palette. I haven't used it yet. I haven't even swatched it yet. But here's the palette. Again, like I said, the Sydney Grace shadows are amazing. So this stays in my collection. Not going anywhere. I mean, hell, I just bought it. Give Me Glow Cosmetics, the Vintage Rose. This is stained. This is beautiful. This came out, I want to say, for the holidays last year, if I'm remembering correctly. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. You see those colors? Do you see those colors? Yeah, definitely staying in my collection. They have to. Look at that. Look at that. Because I know as I come closer, it gets darker. Look at those colors. It's staying. This one, you guys know it's staying. It's the Tiny Marbles palette. I'm not even going to open it. This is the Sydney Grace collaboration with Mel Thompson here on YouTube. And it's staying. I love this palette. And it's staying in my collection. All right. So far, it's only 2. But we got a lot more left. So, I don't know if I need to go through all it. No. Don't drop. Don't drop. All of these are all my ABH palettes. I'll go through them, but I don't think I should get rid of some because there's some that I don't like and I won't use, but at the same time you want the collection. Does that make sense? Like, I'm like, I have to have the collection, but you're not going to use the palette. I know it's backwards. Y'all got to talk to me in the comments. Give me the moral support I need to say bye-bye. You know, this is new though. Right, so I just got this. I found this at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, one of the two. This is the Prism palette. I did not have this palette in my collection. I bought it for completion purposes. I do intend on using this one. I do like the colors in it. I won't use that bright neon one now, but I can find a use for it later. So this one definitely staying. Subculture. That's my first ABH palette. Y'all, it was my first one that I purchased, you know, and it's staying. They use it a lot, as you can tell. I think I used it like maybe twice. But now I'm opening it, and then I forgot that this color Electric was in there. Wait a minute now. Maybe I'll wear this tomorrow. Oh, wait. You guys see that? I might wear this one tomorrow. Anyway, it's staying. And it has sentimental values. You guys, I'm that person that likes to keep, I never keep the brushes because I don't use them. Some of them will have the brushes and some will not. Like this one doesn't. The Sultry palette. You know that's staying, right? And I compared this to the Natasha Denona Glam palette because they are very similar in tone. They're both cool tone palettes, but huge price difference. Next up is the Modern Renaissance palette. This is a staple in the makeup community, especially for bridal looks because of all the soft tones in it. I've used it several times. I don't pick it up often now only because I have so many other palettes, but I'm not willing to necessarily part with it yet, so I'm going to keep it in my collection. And this one is just dirty and everything. This is the Soft Glam palette. I've used this palette, and I do like it. I really think this is a very, if you wanted a everyday palette, this one, it does remind me of the Natural Nudes palette, but the ABH palette has a black, and it has a little more diversity in the depth of the colors, right? Between the two. Hopefully that's coming out on camera, right? So when you look at them, they're similar, but there's some more shades in this one, like these two right here, that really make the Soft Glam stand out more. But I still love the formula of the Too Faced, which is why I'm keeping it, even though I'm keeping the Soft Glam as well. The Norvina palette. Here it is. It's kind of like, it reminds me a little bit of some repeat shades. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm only keeping it because there's some purples in here. But if I had, If I had to, this would be one of the ABHs I would give up. The Riviera palette. This one will bend back because of the type of packaging. This is a fun palette, but it didn't perform very well. I didn't like the performance of this palette, not the mattes, I should say. I didn't particularly care for it like that. This is one that you'll find in probably every Marshalls, TJ Maxx, etc. It's alright. The Alyssa Edwards palette. This was another one. Did I even use it? I have not used this palette. Not once. I'm looking at it. It's untouched. Let me sip. Do I keep it just because it's ABH? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't think it's necessary. I'm gonna put it to the side. I can't believe I just did that. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, about the Riviera, I think I should put that one to the side as well. I'm gonna put the Alyssa Edwards in the Riviera to the side. They're only a year old. They came out a year ago, a little over a year. I think the Riviera came out early summer. Alyssa Edwards came out early summer. It's only the fall of the next year. And I'm thinking I might get rid of those. All right, let me keep going. I'm gonna I have them in the maybe pile. This one right here, you know, not going nowhere. This is the Jackie Aina palette with ABH. I've used the hell out of this palette, as you can tell by how dirty it is, right? You've seen me talk about Sponsored several times. I love this palette so much that I have a backup of it right here, as you can tell, just so that you can see I'm not playing any games. There's another palette in there, as you can see. Yeah, so Jackie's not going anywhere, the backup neither. So we're gonna just put these in here as well. I'm gonna keep the Norvina just for the purple for right now. The Norvina may go too. What I'm supposed to do with all these palettes, right? And I don't know. The Carly Bible palette. I bought this because it was $20, right? I was like, oh, let me complete my set. It's $20. Why not? I'm not even thrilled with the color scheme. Like, look, this is boring to me. And God forgive me, I'm sorry, y'all, don't come for me in the comments, but I'm gonna put this up here with the Riviera and the Alyssa Edwards. Sorry. And the Amrezy palette. Did I use this? Or did I swatch this? I think I just swatched. Why would I swatch the mattes though? I had to have used it, and I must have just used the matte and used something else for the thing. But I am going to keep this one. This one is a little more interesting to me than the others that I have off to the side, so I'll keep the Amrezy one. All right, y'all, I know that was serious right there, because, well, it's very serious to me. Y'all probably sitting here like, Christine, those are old palettes, so why are you so holding on to it? But these are my eyeshadow collection. You know, I bought them all for a reason. Maybe not very good ones, but I did. All right, we're already 30 minutes in. All right, let me hurry up. This is the Ace Beauté Paradise Fallen palette. I just got this palette. I do like the Ace Beauté formula, so I haven't tried the ones in this particular type palette, but I'm keeping it. This is the Uma Beauty Black Magic palette. Beautiful colors. Don't like the performance of this palette. I didn't. I think I didn't like the shimmers or the metallics in it. So I'm not keeping this one. I'm gonna buy another Uma Beauty product because I want a shadow to do a full face when I want to do a full face on Uma Beauty, but not this palette. Not this one. That's going. This is the Ace Beauty Vintage Dawn palette. This is a beautiful palette. Just so you know, it's not going anywhere. Do y'all see that green right there? Y'all see that? That's calling my entire name. The whole government name is calling it, and it's staying. This one is the Ace Beauty Nostalgia palette. I actually did a video on this palette. And this one's not going anywhere either. I enjoyed this palette. It's colorful. It's nice to have colorful palettes in your collection. At least for me it is. So it's staying. Next up, this is my favorite one to look at. And this is the Oceanic palette by Ace Beauty. Not going anywhere. Do you see how beautiful the palette is? Yeah, this one's staying. Then we have the Ace Beauty Flare palette. This is a very pretty palette as well, so it's not going anywhere either. Nope, staying right here at home with me. Okay. Next is the Tarteist Pro Remix palette by Tarte. Really? It's a very cute palette. Smells delicious, but I'm not going to use it. I am going to declutter it. I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't use it though. And it's like almost all shimmers. I think it has it has three metallics. Three metallics, three mattes. This one, and this one. That's it. Which is fine, because you know, it's not that much of a big deal to me, but I'm not going to use it. It needs a home. I am going to, you know what, the Uma Beauty is supposed to be down here. I'm going to definitely get rid of those. Next up is one of my Colored Rain palettes. Now, a lot of my Colored Rain palettes I have depotted and put in my book of shadows. This one I have not yet. I don't think I'm going to. This one right here, honey, talk about color, not going anywhere. And this is the Vivid Pigments in Shadows. So these are pressed pigments and shadows, not going anywhere. It's staying in my collection because I love Colored Rain mattes, and this is 100% matte shadows. So, and I do keep this one in the pack. I don't know why, I just like the way it looks, so it stays. This is brand new, haven't even used it. I swatched it though. This is the Juicy Boost palette by Colored Rain. I think it came out last month or the month before that. I meant to do a video and never did that I can recollect. But it's a beautiful palette, full of colors, and it's staying. It's staying in here. Y'all see how beautiful this packaging is? It's gonna stay in here, and I am keeping it in this palette too because I just love I love the packaging, so it's gonna stay in here like that. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna push this back a little bit. All right. My Viseart Grand Pro Volume 3 palette. all mattes, mostly vivid, bright colors, not going anywhere. I actually want volume 1 and 2 as well because I love Viseart shadows. As you guys probably know, because I have the 12 pans as well. This is not going anywhere. This is staying in my collection as well. Okay, so all of these are staying. I'm out of that drawer into another drawer. Oh, please. I have more as well as what's already on here, but I needed the drawer empty. Okay, really quick, we'll go over here before we get into all of these. This is the Natasha, not Natasha. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize palette. You know, I talked about this janky packaging that looks like one of the drugstore palettes my daughter has, but I do like the contents. This is a very pretty palette that actually performed very well. It made me a larger fan of of Charlotte Tilbury. Natasha Denona is on my mind because of that trichrome palette that's coming out. Did y'all see that? But anyway, I'm keeping this palette. I'm just gonna move it to another location. Okay. Now, what else is in here? We have the Urban Decay Naked Stay Honey palette. I never used it, and actually I didn't even get it when it first came out. I waited until it was 50% off on Urban Decay a few months ago and purchased it just to have it in my collection. I don't know why I do things like that sometimes, because I don't know if I'm ever going to use it, but I am going to hold on to it just for now. Okay, next is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. It's very pretty. I haven't used it yet, but it's very pretty. That's saying the Extra Spicy palette, the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. I bought this one when it came out, and I haven't used it, but look at how pretty it is. But you know, you have so many. I keep saying, you know, I haven't used it. I know it's terrible. It's really, really bad habit of getting palettes and then saying they're pretty, I'm glad I have it in my collection. I put it away and then it stays away. So I need to shop my stash more. I just need to do more with the palettes in my drawer instead of always reaching for the ones that are in my everyday vanity. All right, let's work from the back up. This one right here, which is the Tartelette Toasted palette. Me and those plastics, I tell you. This one right here is a very nice palette. I really enjoyed using the palette. Here's the thing. I enjoyed using it when it was on the top of my vanity. But now it's moved to my drawer. It's no longer, hasn't been on the top of my vanity since late last year. So the question becomes, am I going to actually use it? Am I going to ever reference this palette, considering the fact that I have a luxury channel, right? This is more like high-end, mid-range. What would you consider Tarte? Mid-range? High-end? Tell me in the comments. Either way, I think I'm going to bid this one adieu, which I think means I don't have any Tarte palettes left. No, I won't. I won't have any Tarte palettes left if I get rid of this one. Honestly, I think my daughter will probably get a little more use out of it than I. You know, I have a lot of eyeshadows that can give me this look. I'm gonna, oh my God, I'm gonna get rid of that one. Okay, I haven't depotted this one. This is another Colored Rain Beauty Rust palette. That ain't going nowhere. I just haven't depotted it to put it in my book of shadows. But here are the colors. They are gorgeous and they are stained. Okay. Next is the Too Faced Just Peachy Matte palette. I went back and forth about this palette for so long. Oh, do I want it? Because really I can't wear these two rows right here, right? But you know, they perform well. It is an all matte palette. And you guys know I like the bling. I don't do all matte looks like that, right? And it smells divine. But anyway, do I need to keep this in my collection? Is the question. And I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I have a lot, like I'm not even halfway through the collection and it's 41 minutes into the video. So do I need this is the question. And I'm gonna put this in a maybe file. Maybe I don't. We'll just leave it there for now. All right. Next up is, these are Too Faced as well. This is the Too Faced Sparkling Pineapple Eyeshadow Palette. I actually do like the way this palette and the palettes like this perform, especially since they have a duochrome in it. I'll be keeping this one. This raspberries one, what is this, Razzle Dazzle Berry Eyeshadow Palette. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed you know what? These have purples in it. So do I really need the Norvina palette? I know, why am I comparing the two? All right, I'm gonna keep this one for now. I might take the Norvina out. And I just got this one. If you guys remember, I hauled it. It was $8.50 on Ulta because they were discontinuing it. This one is the Papaya Pop Eye palette. I'm keeping this one as well. This one is the Artist Couture. I promise you, I'm gonna get this right. 4 videos in, y'all. Sorry. Midnight Maven palette. This one stays. Look at those colors, and it's perfect for travel. This is the palette that I take when I was going to islands or anywhere where it's more tropical and I wanted pops of color. I would take this palette, so it stays. This one, Urban Decay On the Run Mini in Highway Queen. Orange is my favorite color, so I bought the palette, but I haven't used it, and honestly I don't think I ever am, so I am going to declutter this one. Lord have mercy. All right, next up is the Dose of Colors, and this is in the old packaging. They have repackaged all of these 5-pan palettes, but this one is Marvelous Mauves, which I'll show you. Very nice palette. These stay, all of them. I decluttered one some time ago. Baked Browns. That one stays. Sassy, it dropped. Sassy Siennas. That's very pretty coral. I have to remember this one. It stays. And then Blushing Berries. This one's pretty too. That one stays. Okay. So that's everything in here. We're gonna move that to the side. This a lot, y'all. We literally 45 minutes into the video. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back to the maybes in this video. That we did so far. I am going to end this video, start a new one to go through the rest of the collection because I have too much more to do. Okay, and literally we're at the 44.5-minute mark. Okay, so let's go back through the maybes, and then I will continue on another video. So the Just Peachy mattes. I am not going to keep this one. I'm gonna get rid of it. Gosh, I think I might have to open my Poshmark closet back up and just put some of this on here. This is ridiculous. I am not gonna keep that one. The Carly Bible. Oh no, y'all. I just bought this palette. But honestly, I bought it, and why? I'm not gonna use it. I haven't even used it. I'm not gonna keep it. This Riviera palette I have used, but I'm not keeping it. I'm not keeping this one either. Lord Jesus. And the Alyssa Edwards palette I'm not keeping. The Makeup by Mario I'm gonna give to my kid. And if she doesn't want it, I may take it back. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm not going to use these palettes. Maybe I'll gift it to somebody, because I hate taking things back. So maybe I'll just gift it to somebody. But that's where I'm going to end this video. Listen, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Head over to IG and follow me at Chris Loves Lux. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I went through a lot of shadows and I'm not done, y'all. I'm sorry for the long video. Hopefully you'll tune into part 2, where I still have to go over all of my ColourPop, my single shadows, and I'm not even going to think I'm going to go through my everyday makeup. I might, I don't know. Tune into that part 2, and I will label it part 2 so you know that is the part 2 of the collection video. Alright, y'all, thanks for hanging in there with me. Leave me comments, let me know what you're thinking about what I've already decluttered. I decluttered a total, I should have counted. I decluttered a total of 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 shadows thus far, and I still have probably 40 more to go to get through, not including my everyday makeup drawer. So that's where we are. Okay, so tell me in the comments what your thoughts are, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned. Don't forget to wear your mask. Yup, I said it. Thought I forgot. And don't forget to vote. Yup, I said that. And I meant that. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.